your marketing message. Okay, so stick with me today. Now, I want to ask you a couple questions. Are you posting day in and day out, right? You're consistent with your content, you're putting stuff out there. Maybe you're going live and you're doing video and you're showing up on all these social media platforms, but you're not consistently having people reach out to you in the DMs or book your sales calls, interested in learning more about how they can work with you. If not, it's okay. Now, do you post and maybe you get crickets? Now, I'm not all about engagement. Engagement doesn't really mean sales because you got lurkers. But like, do you feel like you're posting and consistently showing up, but you're getting crickets? Do you know in your heart that you are the expert because you are when you craft your offers and your posts, but you're still not sure how do you like tap into and explain or communicate to your ideal client the value of what you do. You know what you do is life changing, transformative. You've gotten people results, great results, but you're like, how do I help my audience see the brilliance, right? How do I help them see what's possible for them, the value, the transformation, the outcome, right? If you're stuck there, I want you to tune in because I'm going to share with you 5 questions that you can use today to actually nail down your marketing message so that you can actually start to attract more high quality premium, leads or clients into your business. Now, before I move into that, I want you to understand that like this is something that's a very common challenge I see with a lot of coaches, consultants. Hey, listen, anyone in the online space, I think as business owners, this is a very common challenge that I see. And that is in terms of what to say or post in our content, how to explain or communicate our message in a way that's going to hit, that's going to resonate, that's going to connect, that's actually going to bring our ideal clients to us. So I want to share with you 2 things that I learned when it came to why I was getting stuck with my messaging or my content way back when I was first starting off, and just wasn't getting the consistency, or I wasn't even getting the right types of people into my funnel, so to speak, right, into my world. The first thing was I was overthinking my content and strategy versus just taking action and just putting it out there and testing it. Who's guilty of this? If you're with me live, put it in the comment section. If you're on the replay, the same thing, right? Do you overthink your content and strategy, right? Are you like, what do I put out there? How do I put it? What do I say, right? This is so common because at the end of the day, you will not nail your message on the first try. Probably not the second or the third, right? It takes testing and it takes tweaking, and it's a constant thing too because your message is going to evolve as you evolve in your business. Maybe you start talking to a different type of person, or maybe you have a different type of offer, or maybe you're taking a whole new revamp or rebrand of your business, and so your messaging is going to have to evolve and change to catch up with that. So messaging isn't a one and done. It's a constant I will call it molding, a constant, up leveling and changing thing that's constantly happening in your business. So you want to understand that you're constantly testing and tweaking your message because creating content and putting it out is about seeing what's resonating, what's connecting with your audience, and what isn't. And if it isn't resonating and connecting, then you take the information that you've gathered. It's all about gathering information, the data, and you go back to the drawing board and you figure out, okay, what do I need to tweak in order to make it land or help it land with my ideal clients to connect with them? What do I got to change? Right? So it's not a one and done thing. But I see so many coaches, putting a lot of pressure on themselves for that one piece of content that it's got to be perfect. It's got to bring me in this flood of clients, this flood of leads because I've put it out there. And that's not the way it works. That's the truth. Okay. That is the truth. Your messaging is a constant process. This is something you're going to constantly be working on and tweaking, and it's okay because it's like I like to compare it to like a science experiment. You're testing some things out. I hypothesize that this will work based on the conversations maybe you're having with people on sales calls or even with your current clients, and you're just feeling it out, and your message will evolve because the marketplace evolves too. I like to give the example of like the little one's about to come in, a career coach. If you were a career coach in 2019, you can say that it's a very different feel here now in 2023 after the pandemic. Your message would probably evolve with what people are looking for now in careers, right? In their jobs. When we think about job satisfaction, people are no longer content with working from a office anymore, right? People were able to work from home for over a year and found out that, like, I like working from home. Not everyone, but most people were like, I like working from home. I don't gotta commute. I can get up in my pajamas, get up 5 minutes before work and get myself ready, like all these different things. So there's a shift in the way people see and understood the job field, and so that's a huge shift in probably the way you message and you talk about people who are looking to transition to careers. What are they looking for? More fulfillment, more time, more work life balance, whatever it may be. Those are shifts that were happening since from 2019, when we got we weren't in the pandemic yet, until 2020 until now 2023. There's been a huge shift, and so your messaging is going to shift too to accommodate that. So that's the first thing, is just being able to understand that you don't have to overthink your content. Just put it out there, test it, see what happens. Now, the second reason that I would feel stuck, and this is very common too, is I was focused on what I thought was cool, right? What was the coach jargon that sounded cool over what people actually really wanted to hear. And I see this so often because we think the fancy words make us sound smart and unique and different, but it actually doesn't. It's actually the reason why most coaches use the flowery language, like, oh, you're empowered and you're thriving in your success, or your purpose and resilient. Like, those words are great, but they actually, in how you put them in a context, don't mean anything, and they don't paint a vivid picture in the minds of your ideal client as to exactly what is it that you do, especially if you're not creating content that's showcasing that on a day-to-day basis, where they can see real, tangible, real life examples of what that looks like. Okay. So when you think about it, those words don't make sense. Yes. And poop, I'm coming. And the average person, the little ones here, does not like talk or think like that. So I always say this to my clients whenever they want to put out certain things, or utilize certain language. I go, is your ideal client Googling that? When they wake up when they Google stuff, they're not Googling, how do I thrive in my purpose or become empowered to succeed? No one says things like that. When they're, up at night, late at night, thinking about their problems, their pains, their challenges, they're not speaking in that way. They're speaking and saying, I'm coming. They're saying things like, I want to be a better mom, or I want to be able to ask for a raise at work, or I need to lose, this weight, or I need to get a new client now. That's the type of languaging that people are using. Okay, so I just want you to be mindful of, are you using these fluffy, terminology because you think it sounds great, but is that what your ideal clients are saying? Is that what they're up at night thinking? Is that the thoughts running through their mind? It sounds cool, but it isn't connecting, and that may be the reason why people aren't reaching out to you, because they don't understand it. They don't get it. What are you saying? Okay, now, no shade, I'm guilty of this as well. Let me hold on. The little one is. You okay, Mama? Here you go. Give me a minute. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. All right. Wait, Mama. All right. So, like I said, no shade, because I've done this too. But the best way for your message to get across to your ideal client is not to use esoteric words. It is to understand what is the exact words your ideal client is using to describe their problem and their desired result. Okay? So how do you do that? If you're feeling stuck when it comes to nailing down your marketing language, right? The words that your person is saying, here is what you can do. So I'm going to give you some steps to take. The first thing is, find 7. I like that number. I think it's a great number. 7 of your ideal clients and go and interview them and ask them these 5 questions. So the first one is, ask them, what's your biggest problem when it comes to blank, whatever it is, that thing that you help them with, right? Getting clients, being a better parent or more conscious parent, losing weight, um, having the career, the promotion, whatever it is, the problem that you solve. Ask them, what's your biggest problem when it comes to that? Now, this question is important because it helps you understand exactly what they are saying is the problem versus what you think is the problem, as this is what sometimes can be incongruent for a lot of coaches and consultants that I see. We think it's one thing and we verbalize it a certain way or communicate it a certain way, but your ideal client may be saying something completely different. So you want to listen in for how are they describing their problem? What are they saying? What words are coming out of their mouth about how their problem is showing up for them? The second question is, how's that impacting your life? When you know how they speak about how that problem is affecting or impacting, yes, I see you, other areas of their life, you can then create content that's going to address that in terms of the daily scenarios, right? So now you know, oh, so this problem of not having clients is leading maybe to constant arguments with their spouse because their spouse is like, you're spending all this time on your phone and your laptop and you're not getting clients, you're not making money. So there's an impact, direct impact. Maybe it's an impact on their mental health because they are no longer trusting themselves. Now, right? Now they have this inner dialogue, I'm not good enough, I'm an imposter, comparisons, whatever. So how is it impacting their life? Here, what they are saying is how it's showing up for them. And sometimes people don't know this until you ask this question, and you can be very detailed and say, how's it impacting this, and how's it showing up in this way? And to really uncover that for them. The third question is, what have you tried before that hasn't worked? This is going to give you insight into what they're attempting to do to solve the problem. And so you can write content that speaks to what makes your offer different and unique from what they've already tried. Because if people have tried something and you try to give them the same offer, they're going to be like, no, I've tried it, it doesn't work. So now you can see what angles you can take when you're talking about their problems by sharing like what makes your offer different, what makes it unique, or even if you have the same offer, like the same method to solve a problem, you can now maybe help them shift their belief and understanding as to why did it not work for them in the past. Okay. This is how you are able to address objections, which we talked about yesterday in the training. So go watch that. That's super, super important and key. But this is how you're able to get the information about what is their objections, what are the barriers, what are the things they've tried that they're like, that doesn't work for me. The fourth question is, how does that make you feel? This is a great question because your audience wants to be seen, heard, and understood. And if you can tap back into the emotional aspect, you create a deeper connection. Because again, people want to be seen, heard, and understood, and we buy from emotion, and then we justify with logic. So speak to the emotion by understanding how is this showing up for them, and then how is this making them feel? What are they saying? And then the fifth question is, what do you desire to have when this problem is solved? So this question goes deeper into what is truly motivating them to take action and to make this change and to solve the problem. So this is great information for when you are messaging or you're communicating about your offer and when you're putting content out there. What is it that they desire to have when this problem is solved? So what is their aspiration? What is the result? What is the dream life or dream career or dream business or dream body that they desire as a result of solving this problem? You can speak into that, and now you have amazing, now you have amazing copy that you can share. Okay, I'm gonna end this live because this one wants attention. So now that you have those questions, what you want to do is you want to ask it to these 7 people. Again, it could be your current clients, people you've gotten on sales calls with, anyone in your audience who fits the description of your ideal client, and ask them these questions. And from there, now you have the information, the data to create content, to create messaging that's actually going to resonate, that's actually going to connect with your ideal client. Okay. Now, of course, this is a small piece of the process that I share with my clients in my programs. So if this is something where you want that deeper connection, that deeper support, that deeper guidance to be able to really hash this out so that you can create really potent messaging that's actually going to attract your ideal clients. If you're craving that deeper support to master your marketing message so that you can attract and land premium clients consistently, then of course, send me a DM with the word client and we'll have a chat. I'll take a look at your current messaging. And if I see if it's a good fit, I'll share with you how we can work together on a deeper level to make that happen for you. Okay. All right, my friends. Thank you for sticking in here with me and the little one. Until tomorrow, have an amazing and wonderful rest of your day. Bye.